All right, we're finishing 8-4, but these are in our worksheets and our packets, not in our math journals. Okay, so we have the same problem, but now we're going to try to find an answer that works. So again, what we're trying to solve is how many chairs did Miss Soto set up? So how many were in her classroom actually? That's what we want to solve. The clues again, what do they tell us? Well, when there are 2 chairs in each row, there's 1 chair left over. We know that any number times 2 is always even, plus 1 more makes it an odd number. So our answer needs to be an odd number. Okay, then when we have rows of 3 chairs in each, there's always 1 chair left over. And when we put them in rows of 4, there's still 1 chair left over. Now when we put this number into 5 chairs in each row, there are no leftover chairs, which means the amount of chairs have to be a factor of 5. And when we count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, it always ends in 2 factors. It always ends in either a 0, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or it always ends in 5, like 5, 15, 25, 35. But again, we know that our answer needs to be odd, so can it really end in a 0? Nope, because that would be an even number. So we know our answer has to end in 5. And again, the room holds total 35 chairs. Does it mean there has to be 35 in there? No. Can it be more than 35 chairs? No, but it can be 35 chairs or less. So we're going to make our own 2 conjectures or our guesses, our educated guess using the facts we know to see if we can solve this. So our first conjecture and our second conjecture. Well, what can our number be? It can be 5. It can be, well, it can't be 10, it can be 15. Can't be 20, but it could be 25. Can't be 30, but could it be 35? Yeah, possibly, right? Because we can hold 35 total. So now we need to try 2 more answers, and it can either be 5, 15, 25, or 35. I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to try 5. Okay, so I'm going to cross that one off, and I'm going to try 5 as my first guess. It says, use the clues to make a mathematical argument, so to prove it true or false, right? We're not actually arguing and yelling at people. We want to see if our problem works or if it does not. So use the clues to make a mathematical argument for or against your conjecture of 5 chairs. Show your reasoning. Well, my argument is, using math, I know it's an odd number, and I know it has to be a factor of 5. So I think 5 is a reasonable answer. But now we're going to show our reasoning. So let's see. Clue A. Okay, you are writing this down with me. We're copying it all. Well, okay, clue A says there are 2 chairs in each row, and there is 1 leftover chair. Well, here's row number 1, and I need 2 chairs in it, so 1, 2. Here's row number 2. All right, what does that leave me with? What's a 2 by 2? What multiplication square is that? Well, it equals 4. And how many more to get to 5 chairs? Well, I just have 1 left over. Does that work? 1 leftover chair, and there's 1, 2, 1, 2 in each row. Yep, that works for me. Great. Let's try clue B. 3 chairs in each row with 1 left over. Well, here's row 1. So I need 3 chairs in that. 1, 2, 3. How many more do I need to get to 5? 1, 2. Is that a whole nother row of 3? No, it's not. How many do I have left over? Well, I had 1 left over before, and here I have 2 left over. Does that work for this one? When there are 3 chairs in each row, I have 3 chairs in this row, and 1 left over. Does that work? Oh, you know what? I have 2 left over. Oh, no, that is not going to work. It might work for clue C, and it might work for clue D, but if it doesn't work for clue B, then 5 is not our answer. So our conjecture might have been reasonable, but it wasn't the right one. Okay, on the back side, you get to test another conjecture, your second one. So now you have the option to try 15, 25, are 35 on the back using these clues, just like how I set them up. You'll draw rows and how many go in each one. Go back to your math journal if you need help with the other 4 clues and how to write them. Remember, I always put A, B, C, and D to keep my work nice and organized. Read your clues carefully. And I think I said before there's more than one right answer, but there's only one right answer. So let's say you test 35. It may or may not be the answer, and if you don't get it right, on a separate sheet of paper, you can keep trying the other ones until you find the correct answer. But you're going to try the second conjecture on the back of this sheet all by yourself and send us a picture to see what you get. Okay, keep up the great work.